I'm gonna be right back. Here we go. Got my drink. Live chat. Here we go. Man. What a friggin' day. What a past couple days. There we go. Hello to whoever joined. Getting everything sorted out, and then we'll talk. I'm gonna put this over here. Box of tissues. Oops, there we go. Hamilfed, Andrew Hamill, Mo2 Drew. Howdy, partner. Nice to see you around these parts. Yes, I have my cowboy hat with me. Actually, I have both of them. So, since I'm already wearing it, we'll talk about this. First of all, bought a freaking cowboy hat. Well, bought 2 cowboy hats today. And I knew I was going to buy them. So I wore my aces along with other earrings. So I got my aces with me. So I got this one, the all black kind of one. And then I picked up this one because it reminded me of Arthur Morgan. Bam. There we go. Gotta get this one more fitted and suited up here. This one's got more of a dramatic swoop. I don't know if I like that, but yeah. So got a brown one and a black one. I like them. They're nothing expensive or anything, but it's a start. What's the good word, brother? Right now, Hangout. I'll edit it after, but I meant to put Hooligan Hangout in the title. Oh, man. So, the plan originally was to have a first-time listener episode today. That didn't happen, obviously. I don't know what's going on, but screen recorder stuff sometimes doesn't like to capture audio for some reason. So I got to figure that out or figure out a different way to record the episodes. But I have Wednesday and Thursday to figure it out and work on it. Also, before I'd be able to just plug my phone in with my USB cord and just transfer the videos to my laptop. For some reason, it's not letting me do that now. And it's not on my laptop side. I think it's from the phone or something, but excuse me. I don't know. It's just another headache or another problem kind of thing. Let me get to this comment first. Just watched Young Guns last night. So crazy is it? How crazy is it that you get these? Yeah, man. So I'll talk about this one thing, and then I'll get to the cowboy hats. So for anyone that tunes in after this, Andrew kind of knows this because I've talked about it throughout the years. But I'm definitely the type of person, when I want to get a video done and there's little shit, even though it's out of my control, that gets in the way, it pisses me off. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of shit happening and I don't know how to fix it. You know what I mean? But yeah. Either way, we're going to talk about other fun stuff. And then hopefully Friday, we get an episode of First Time Listener out. So yeah. So the cowboy hats. I got 2, and my wife got 2. Freaking love this thing. So I've wanted a cowboy hat since I was a kid. I've always loved cowboys and outlaws and all that, and like Western movies and novels. And I've just always wanted a cowboy hat. And I figured, you know what? This is the year. I'm gonna get me a cowboy hat. Yeah, 100%. Andrew just said it's the little shit that ruins the day for me. Honestly, that is the type of person I am for sure. But yeah, because I could be having a good day, everything's fine, and then like little shit starts to happen, and it's like sometimes I can just be like, well, that sucks that happened, but let's move on. But a lot of the time, I'm just like, man, fuck you, just like, fuck you. Now you need a Zorro mask. I don't want to spoil anything, but I might be working on that. Something on my own, like in my own way. I posted on my Instagram a little bit ago, but I want to do the Bandito style. So it's like the domino mask is what it's called here, but then like the attached bandana piece down here. I think those look so cool. But yeah, so with the cowboy hats, I was talking to somebody who's older than me, worn cowboy hats their whole life, and I've watched a couple other videos. One channel that's really great, Arizona Ghost Riders, and like they all said, like, just get a hat. If you want a cowboy hat, get a cowboy hat. What doesn't matter if it's $10, if it's $20, just get it, because you can get like at some point you can get the more expensive ones, and those can be for like special occasions or something like that. But ones that you're probably, going to be working outside or whatever, if you're working on something at the house, in the yard, or, if something happens to it, if it gets a little dirty or whatever, at least you're only out 10, 20 bucks, maybe 30. You don't have to worry that you just ruined like a $200 to $300 hat. Some hats are way more than that. But yeah, so I just got a couple little cheap hats. I like them though. They fit nice. I wore this one all day today. We were running errands. My head is cooked. Sunburnt. So this came in goddamn handy. I tell you what. The only problem is because of like this part, I can't sit back in the chair. So, oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Now it goes over the chair. But yeah. Oh, no, now it hit me again. But yeah. My head is cooked. Like, okay. So yesterday, it's too warm in the house for this. Yesterday, sounds like you, man, I've wanted my own action figure for so long. So friggin' long. One day I'll make it or someone else will make it, and I will love it so much. I do have, actually, I have my own Pop Funko. Someone made this for me a long time ago. They made me a Joker Fett Pop Funko. I friggin' love this thing. I keep it in its little protective case here. But yeah, so I have my own Pop Funko technically. Well, Joker Fett does. Yeah, booster seat. Oh yeah, man. Cowboy hats look so good once you wear them in and like they're yours. You know what I mean? So yesterday, I went out for lunch with a friend. And we went to like some pizza place here, ate on the patio, and the sun was just like cooking me from behind. Now, I am Scottish and Dutch. In the summer, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? I don't tan. I cook. I burn. So the back of my neck is just sunburnt to shit. The top of my head, not great. This ear is it's not messed up, but it's sunburnt. So good times right now, because I could have worn sunscreen when I went out. Did I? No. because I'm smart like that. So yeah, I got cooked. And even my friend, she had like commented on a post today, and she said like her face is so sunburnt. And I'm like, yeah, I feel ya. Like, my face didn't really get it. Up here did, but not my actual like face. But yeah, I got 2 cowboy hats now. I'm goddamn excited. Oh, I was looking online recently because I used to have these cowboy pistols when I was a kid, and it was like, you know, the black handles, the silver pistol part had like the orange cap on it, but it was the kind that you just pulled the trigger and the hammer would just kind of go back and like click to like kind of make the gunshot, or like to, you know what I mean? It'd be like, tick, 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 you know, that kind of thing. I wanted to find some of those. The only other places, they're like 60 to 80 bucks, which is nuts. But then any other place I found on Amazon.com instead of .ca wouldn't ship to Canada. So it's, you know, just give me a break. You know what I mean? Like, they're not real guns. Canada doesn't have any laws against like shipping cap guns or toy pistols. So, you know what I'm, come on. Just give me the friggin' toy guns. Yeah. Friggin' mind is all over the place right now. I feel like I have so many things I want to talk about, but a woo-saw. Oh, also, this is pretty freaking cool. Got a new shelf down here, so that's fun. My championship belts there. I got my Conqueror medals here. Some figures on the figure steps that I made. This TV has been with me for so long, it's finally dying. So I'm going to have to figure that out at some point this year. You know what? Let me just flip this. There we go. Oh, Crow Eric fell over again. I'll have to fix that. Got those. Skeletor, He-Man, Terminator, and Hellboy. Dark Ages Spawn when McFarlane was good. But these are the steps that I made. This Wolverine Weapon X, had that when I was a kid. And then that back there, I'm going to clear the top of that, and that's going to be my little Western town area. Got to figure something out for that. And then underneath here, I put the coffee table that I originally had here that the TV and stuff was on. So it's going to be like extra little storage space. And my trusty PS3 that's still going strong. Let me guess, you're zoomed in? Yeah, you are. God. Missed something. Hold on. Be careful because in some states in the US they're now illegal. Well, okay. That was 100% a moment because I'm Canadian. I'm just like, what do you mean they're illegal? But never mind. Which is, you know what? I'm not going to dive into that. I'm going to say if the toy gun has the orange cap on it and it's a couple kids playing cowboys, you know what I mean? It's made out of plastic. Maybe investigate before you do something. You know what I'm saying? But like in Canada, geez, come on. We still sell cap guns at the dollar store. I can still get those little 38 snub nose ones. I'll be like, pow, with caps to go with it. But you know, it's the States. I don't know what most states are doing anymore, to be honest. Growing up, I feel like there was definitely certain things. Like when I was in Milwaukee for a while, it was like, yo, we like the Packers. We're called the Cheeseheads. We have cheese curds, but we don't make poutine here, which was weird as a kid. But like there was that. Vermont was like, I think like wine country kind of thing. California was known, at least the way I knew it, California was known for like kind of hippies and weed, especially back then. And yeah, Texas was like the place where like all the people they say they're cowboys and stuff. I don't want to say anything to piss people off from Texas. But kind of going back to the Western stuff, something I've always found interesting, in the Wild West days, like California, Wyoming, Montana, like those kind of states saw a lot of shit go down. Texas didn't really get a lot of that. Arizona as well, because I'm pretty sure that's where Tombstone is, Yuma, 100%. But like Texas didn't really get a whole lot of that. But then present times, that's where, like, if you ask somebody like, where are cowboys from in the States? They're gonna be like, Texas. Everyone wears cowboy hats. Their football team is even called the Cowboys, or at least Dallas. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I don't know. I'm babbling. What can you do? I feel you, brother. I had the Rambo machine gun that had audio and vibration. The magazine held the batteries. Dude, that's fucking awesome. Oh, I love that guy. That's fucking so cool. I'm gonna have to look that up, or Andrew's gonna do it and he's gonna send it to me to check after the stream. But that's dope. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I've seen the old school like Rambo toys that were around. I've never seen that gun, and that's cool as shit. Oh, you know what? I just thought of another thing. There's a company in Canada, Adventure Force. Like, they make play guns still. Like the ones where like you can shoot and it makes gun noises, or something spins around and it goes like and makes like sparks in it and stuff. Excuse me. I can even get one that it's like a regular like 9mm kind of thing, and then when you put the silencer on it, it like changes the noise of the gun when you shoot it. But like they're also like bright orange and green, so there's that at least. But man, I just want my cowboy pistols again. That's all I want. That's all. I know the holsters won't fit me anymore, but I want my little silver cowboy pistols. To this day, even some of the Nerf guns we have, like the regular handguns or like pistols we have, I'll like let a shot off at my son and like do the spin to try and like put it at my waist kind of thing. Oh, I'm gonna grab some of these so they're at least ready when I want to talk about them. Speaking of Zorro, I'm gonna put that there for now. Oh, I didn't mean to grab that one, but that's okay. Okay, so moving on from things not selling toy guns anymore. I have Legend of Zorro on DVD, the sequel to Mask of Zorro. For so long, every thrift store I go into, like we have a stores here called the Hawk Shop, which you can go and like buy movies, or sometimes like they have cool figures or instruments, a whole bunch of stuff. I have not been able to find Mask of Zorro on DVD or Blu-ray. Today, when I was in a thrift store, I found VHS copy of the Mask of Zorro. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, VHS, oh, do they still make those? No, they don't make them. But they do still make VCRs. But I don't need that because I still have a VCR that works. So I have Conan the Barbarian on VHS, which is so cool because there's like nothing on the case. It's just like pure black, except for the Conan like cover art. It looks so cool. Also have the original It on VHS still. All the Disney movies and stuff. I think I have True Lies on VHS. That might be DVD. But either way, so I finally have Mask of Zorro on VHS. Look at this. For some people who haven't seen these in a long time, you remember these? You remember these? God. You want to talk about a nostalgia hit for like some people? For sure, me. There's some movies. I understand the quality looks better on Blu-ray or 4K, whatever you can get. But there's something nostalgic for me about putting a a cassette player or a video VHS, you know what I mean, video cassette into a VCR, and just like you watch that and you get some of the little film grain in there. It's just, oh, I love it. So yeah, super stoked to find this. And the thing is, this is kind of like a double cover because it has this kind of like glossy one on the front, and then on the back, I still got to take that off. On the back, it's just kind of like a regular, like the regular case art that was there. So yeah, super exciting for that. Excuse me, a laser disc player. Yeah, those things, like laser discs. It's kind of interesting how like technology goes, because like I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure Laserdisc came like way before DVDs like finally hit stores and became a thing. Because if I remember correctly, like Laserdiscs were like pretty big. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. Other movies I picked up. First of all, picked up this beauty, Outlaw Josie Wales and Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood. It's a great find. Great movies. Would have loved to friggin' find High Plains Drifter, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. Set up a room like Blockbuster. That'd be cool. Actually, I got to bring... now you just reminded me. I got to bring the other shelf upstairs. We're moving stuff around in the living room because the one corner is going to be all like books and like our little reading corner, book nook. I brought one shelf upstairs for the movies and didn't realize how many movies we had. So we're already out of space on that, but I have the exact same shelf. I just need to bring it up. So, yeah, records. Yeah, the laser discs were like the size of a record, like a vinyl. You know what I mean? Other ones I got, Sam Elliott 3-pack. We got Blue River, Come to Texas, and I Will Fight No More Forever. You look at that man and tell me that's not the perfect mustache for a Western, and he doesn't have the perfect voice for Western movies. The thing is, I didn't even know he did other Westerns. One of my favorite Western authors, which I'll actually... do I have his book? No, I put it on the bookshelf. One of my favorite Western authors, Louis L'Amour, they actually made a bunch of movie adaptations of his books, and Sam Elliott is in like majority of them. Him and Tom Selleck, actually, Magnum P.I., if anyone remembers that show. Tom Selleck was also in a lot of them. So Tom Selleck has also done Westerns, specifically Louis L'Amour adaptations. So I need to find those movies because I love Louis L'Amour books. I picked up one today. I should have brought it down, but I forgot to. But yeah, it's been super exciting because like for a long time, I only had The Proving Trail, which... if somebody asks me like my favorite book, I feel like the biased answer is The Proving Trail, just because like that book, I found that at like the perfect time of my life and I connected to it so deeply. And technically I might have stolen it, but I forgot it was in my bag when I left. Don't worry, it wasn't from somebody's house or anything like that. When I was younger, I was dumb, did drugs and whatever, so I went to Detox. They had books and everything there. That's where I started reading it and like connected to it like on a very like deep personal level. And then I forgot that it was in my bag when I left. So I never brought it back. That's my bad, technically. But I've read it many times. I'm not going to bring it back. It'd be weird now. And then the other one we grabbed was 4-film thriller collection. I'm pretty sure I already own Dreamcatcher, but that's okay. Ghost Ship, one of the craziest intros to a movie. To this day, when I think about like a cable snapping or anything from like those radio towers or whatever, I think of Ghost Ship. We got Queen of the Damned. Yeah, Queen of the Damned. We got Aaliyah in it. I don't remember if this is good or not. I remember liking it when I was younger. Gothica. I honestly don't remember anything from Gothica. So I'm going to have to rewatch that. I mainly just got this because it was like $2 and it had Ghost Ship on it and Queen of the Damned. So not a bad movie haul, if I say so myself. Very excited about that in my Sam Elliott Westerns. This table really comes in handy. And then we got some books. This one, Billy Billingham. Oh, hold on. Those are all great films. Yeah, man. This one here, Call to Kill by Billy Billingham. You want to talk about a veteran of the British SAS, legitimate badass in life, and then like goes on to be like motivational speaker, published author. He's done these like reality shows that like nobody wins at the end. It's just to see if you can kind of like make it through a very condensed version of like the SAS like recruitment process, which is no fucking joke. But he wrote, this is actually a fiction book that he wrote, and it's actually really cool because whereas like some people like, you know, like Tom Clancy books or just like, you know, kind of like Lee Child, like I love Jack Reacher, like I love those books, I love the show, but like this is that kind of story in a way written by somebody who has tons of experience in those fields, like been on missions, have had to do some crazy shit and like make it home. So that was a really cool find. This one's brand new. This wasn't like from thrifting. Cormac McCarthy, The Road. Some of you might be more familiar with Cormac McCarthy's work from certain movies like, well, The Road with Viggo Mortensen, No Country for Old Men with Josh Brolin and Javier Bardem. I was going to say Blood Meridian, but that hasn't actually been filmed or anything yet. Although the director of the Road movie is working on a Blood Meridian movie. I know a lot of people say it's unfilmable, but I think he's going to be able to do it, especially because before Cormac McCarthy passed away last year, they had already been in talks of that and like kind of figuring things out. So I think he's going to do it justice. I think it's going to be cool. I still think that it should have maybe been a mini series instead, because Blood Meridian is the type of story that I don't think can be condensed or anything into like an hour and a half, hour 45. At the very, very least, it has to be like 2.5 hours. Oh, shh, alarms. At the very least, Blood Meridian has to be like a 2.5 hour movie. And like, I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, but I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm very, very interested to see who they cast in it. But yeah, so I got The Road. Really cool. Another thing about Blood Meridian that I learned recently, and if anyone feels like researching some pretty crazy historical shit about the Wild West, some of the characters in Blood Meridian were actually real people. John Joel Glanton. So Blood Meridian, it's kind of following this one character that we only ever know as the Kid and then the Man. But we follow his kind of travels and brutal, violent exploits with this outlaw gang called the Glanton Gang. Now, John Joel Glanton was actually a real person and actually was like a scalp hunter, and his gang of like outlaws and everything did do a lot of crazy shit. Even the way that like certain things happen in the book, I'm not going to mention what specifically because that'll spoil it, is the way certain things happened in his real life, which is pretty cool. Cool in the sense that like I didn't know that like Blood Meridian, which I thought was just purely fiction, was actually very much influenced by real history. According to, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Samuel. Damn. Okay, so I can't remember his name, unfortunately, but the guy who originally wrote about his time with the Glanton gang, he wrote a book called My Confession, and it's Samuel Chamberlain. That's it. He wrote about his time with the Glanton gang, and up until the point where him and a couple other members were like, "We've had enough of this. We're gonna go try and figure out a normal life for ourselves." But he mentions in that book that there actually was somebody named Judge Holden who was not a good person. And in Blood Meridian, Judge Holden is like probably just the most through and through evil character that I've ever like read about. It's interesting. There's kind of some interesting similarities or parallels with him and the devil, pretty much, especially with like Paradise Lost. I don't know. It's really cool. I don't know. I don't think everybody would be into it. I think for some people, if you listen to the audiobook narrated by Richard Poe, it's an easier read because Cormac McCarthy writes in an interesting way. So like, whereas most books, it would have like quotation marks or be like, the father said, or the son, like, are we going in? Said the son. Why not? Said the father. Cormac McCarthy doesn't do any of that. Like, it's just sentences. He has this quote where it's like, why am I going to mark the page up with little silly marks like that? So if you can find the audiobook of Blood Meridian, I would check that out. It might be on YouTube and it's free. So I'm just throwing that out there for anybody interested. But the last book, another great Western author, is Zane Grey. What makes Zane Grey very interesting, where Louis L'Amour, in his childhood and teenage years and stuff like that, he got to meet certain gunslingers and old like cowboys from that time period. Zane Grey lived through those Wild West days. So, excuse me, I was able for $10 to get The Mysterious Rider by Zane Grey. And this book is an original printing from 1921. That was before my nan was born. But for $10, and honestly, like, it's in great condition. Like, it's not falling apart at the spine or anything. All the pages are there. Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like this one might just stay on the shelf, and then I'll find like an audiobook or like a different copy to actually read. But like, oh, it's so cool to be able to have like an original printing of this book by Zane Grey. So I don't know. Other than technical difficulties with other stuff, it's been a pretty good day. Got cowboy hats, got movies, got new books. Ooh, also got 2 friggin' rocking chairs upstairs for the book nook, the reading corner. So that's going to be sweet. Me and my lady just reading our books, sitting in a rocking chair. You know what I mean? So, not so bad. Holding history in your hands. Exactly, man. Like, that's how I feel with it. Like, you have a piece of history. Like, one of the, like, any author. Like, I've read a couple other books from authors that have come out in more recent years. I can't remember the authors' names now, but they did a really cool kind of paranormal Western book. I think it's called Cold Acres or Dead Acres. The audiobook's actually cool. It's read by, oh, his name slips me, but he voiced Arthur Morgan from Red Dead 2. But like, even if I wrote a Western, it's going to come from a place of like being a fan of Westerns and like writing at least what we know from like, the books we've read or movies we've watched or documentaries. Zane Grey lived in those years. Like, it's very real possibility that this dude could have been hanging out in a bar, having a drink, and fucking certain gunslingers from back in those days, or certain outlaws and shit, were in the bar with him. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's so cool. So I'm very, very excited to have this book in my hand. And like, even this cover art, like, that's not like a sticker or anything. That's like color impressed into the cover. It's so cool. It's one of those books that I'm nervous about opening it because I don't want anything to happen to it. But like, look at that. You know, books just don't look like this anymore. But yeah, The Mysterious Rider, copyright 1921. And I'll see if I can. It's probably not going to focus, but yeah, right there. It's just so friggin' cool. I don't know. It's been a good day for being a Western fan, I'll tell you that much. Cowboy hats, Western books, Western movies, cool ass little wooden rocking chairs that I can wear my cowboy hat in, just like, you know, rock and everything. I can't do it in this chair because this isn't a rocking chair. Excuse me. I know that's going to go away, so we're going to swipe the screen. That's why I want a 60s, 70s old school Mustang. Yeah. Mine's an 05, so it has the old school vibe, but has the modern day luxuries. I want to sit back and drive back in time. I want to sit and drive back in time. Yeah, dude, like, muscle cars from like a certain time period, they're just like, they have a different sound to them. They have a different look. They have like, everything about them just feels so like classic and recognizable. You know what I mean? Like, you can have like a Dodge Charger or a Mustang or what, fill in the blank, you know what I mean? But like, after a certain year, especially like once you get into the 2000s and like to present day, I don't know, it just like, they still look cool, but they just don't have that classic look to them. Like, you see it and right away you're just like, that's a Mustang, or, you know, like, that's a Corvette, or, you know, whatever it is. It's just, I don't know. It's the same when you look at cars from like the 50s and stuff, like those really classic, like, kind of, a lot of them had the more like rounded kind of like shape to them. Certain cars, like from like to the 50s to the 40s, like they have a distinct look. And that's the same thing when we hit that, like, the muscle car period. You see those cars and it's like an instant classic look that's like, I've seen this car in my whole life in like movies or in pictures or whatever. That shit is about to vibrate the streets, you know? Good old-fashioned muscle. Damn right. But yeah. So, I'm not going to lie. I had no plan for this live stream. I just fucking, things weren't working out, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to at least get a live stream done. So there is a video on the channel. And yeah, since I'm vintage myself, I need a classic. Man, I don't like vintage is such a like a kind of a weird thing, I guess, in a way, because like it differs so widely, especially because like being a parent myself to like teenagers and a young adult, like there's people who will be like, oh, I just love the way like certain 90s clothes like look and like the designs of them because it's just so vintage. And I'm just like, motherfucker, I was born in 1990. Would that, like, that's not vintage, is it? Is it like, I start having like a bit of a crisis and I'm just like, I'm only 33. What the fuck? Like, because growing up for me, well, I guess it makes sense in a way because like it's like, you know, vintage when you were like being a 90s kid, it was like all shit from the 60s and 70s. So it's like there's a 20-year gap or so where it's just like, okay, we're in the next generation. Now it's vintage. 45, baby, you'll get there. Hopefully. I fucking hope I see 45. I got shit I want to do. And like, I don't know. That was another thing I was talking to somebody recently about, where they're like, oh, I'm so old. Da, da, da. And I'm just like, we're 33. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know if it's because, like, in my teens and early 20s, I did all the, like, heavy partying and, like, a lot of dumb shit in life. And then, like, from, I want to say, like, 21, 22, up until I was, like, 24, I started figuring stuff out about, like, who I wanted to be as a person. And then from, like, 25 to 30, I still made mistakes, obviously. But I was just like, okay, this is 100% who I want to be. I'm going to enjoy the shit that I enjoy. I don't care about anybody else, like what their opinion is of it. I'm going to collect my figures. I'm going to watch the movies that I like, the shows. I'm going to read my comics or the books that I like. And then, like, once I hit 30 and up until now, like 33, even 33, I'm still having moments where I'm just like, fuck it. I'm getting a cowboy hat. Or like, you know what? Fuck it. I've always wanted both my ears pierced. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Excuse me. It's like you figure out who you want to be as a person, but then there's so many other things that you still come to realizations in life. And I think if we ever hit a point where we're just like, this is who I am, I'm never changing anything else, fuck it. Like, if you stop learning, then I feel like that's when you start to just, I don't know. I don't want to say like truly grow old, because I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but it's just like, I feel like we should always strive to be learning and trying to figure out how we can, like, whether it's be a better person or learn more things in life about ourselves, about the ones around us, like the ones we love. We always have stuff that we can do in life. Like, I feel like every time I talk to somebody when they're a certain like age point, they always kind of like, in a way, feel the same way, or they think the same way. But then you talk to somebody who's in their 60s or their 70s, and they're just like, I'm only 65. I got a lot of life left. Like, they're like optimistic and they're like full of life and they want to have adventures and do shit that they love. And I'm just like, what? Why can't people who are younger than you like realize this? Like, life, we have so many adventures to take in life. We have so many like more lessons to learn and things to enjoy. One of the greatest like things I ever saw was, I think it was a year or so ago, and it was this 75-year-old lady, and she would like decided to dye her hair fun colors, and she was like just having little dance parties and stuff. And people like, somebody had said like, we know, when are you going to act your age? And she's like, I've never been 75 before. I don't know how to act. This is my first time here. Like, and I think that's the thing, is like when people go, oh, act your age. It's like, I don't know how to act. I don't know how to do that. I've never been here before. This is my first time being 33. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess like the fucking moral of this like long rant and me rambling is like, fucking don't stop finding new things to enjoy. Whether it's music, whether it's movies or books or fucking anything that is going to bring you any bit of happiness, or anything that's going to like show you that you can like evolve as a person, whether it's like emotionally or mentally, or just like let go of old shit and like open a new adventure. Just do it, man. I don't know. I know that might sound like some hippie shit or whatever, but like, yeah, I don't know. Just don't stop looking for shit to enjoy in life. Because, yeah, I don't know. Bad days feel like they're going to last forever, but they don't. You know what I mean? There's always another good day waiting to like come back around and greet you. There's always cool shit out there just waiting to be found. And it's not going to get found if we don't find it, if we don't go searching for it. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of forgot the fucking whole point of it. I guess I was just getting some thoughts out. Nike, just do it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like so many people, especially like people that I knew in life, they're just like, they always hit you with that, oh, I'm stuck in my ways. I'm like, no, you're not. Or if you are, it's like, that sucks, dude. Like, I don't know. If you just say, oh, I'm stuck in my ways, I'm never going to change. It's like, well, fuck. Like, what else are you going to learn? Like, what else is there then? Like, you know what I mean? You're going to figure out new shit about yourself where it's just like, oh, you know what? I do enjoy this. Or like, I do enjoy like doing this with somebody I love. Or like when they do this for me or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It might be in like the context of like people that I knew who would say shit like that, where they're like, oh, I'm stuck in my ways. And they were like people who I was just like, man, I don't want to be around you. Like, if you're stuck in your ways, these are not the ways to try and get stuck in. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just fucking don't give up on shit. That's the thing. You're going to get up in age, but you don't have to grow up. You know what I mean? You don't have to stop having fun. You don't have to stop like just enjoying shit and just like letting like love and happiness into your life. So what we need is people, you know? Constantly try to keep evolving. Otherwise, life will pass by. 100%, brother. Andrew gets it. God damn it. Oh. I'll tell you what, I was stressed out when I first started all this, and now honestly, I feel a lot better. I feel like a weight was taken off my shoulders, kind of thing. I'm gonna have to change the title of this now. It's like keep evolving, love life, or something. Drink milk, love life. Does anyone remember those commercials? I swear to God, I've brought up those commercials so many times the past few weeks, and nobody fucking remembers them. They're the reason I know Ode to Joy by Beethoven. Drink milk, love life, drink milk, love life, drink milk, love life, drink milk. You know? Excuse me. Yeah. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'll never grow up. Just get to buy bigger toys. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'd like to say that, like, I get to buy bigger toys, but, like, I still buy, like, fucking G.I. Joes and shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I still buy these dudes from, like, these, like, little army guys and shit. I just like them. I got a bunch of those, like, dudes in, like, the kind of army desert camo. But then this dude is, like, it's not quite the same. Like, I gave him this because it reminds me of the MP5. And he's kind of got, like, aside from these goggles and stuff, he's kind of got the, like, British SAS wardrobe going. So yeah, and the MP5 is what the British SAS teams use. So yeah, I have, like, the American soldiers and then my one badass, like, SAS dude. You go there. Same. Yeah, man. Like, I'd like to say that. Oh, army guy's down. What happened? I'd like to say that I buy new, like, bigger toys, and I guess, like, I do in some ways, but, like, I guess, like, other than, like, a fucking rocking chair or something, I still buy little army guys and shit. Like, I'm looking for little cowboys and stuff right now. Like, oh, I don't have any green. Oh, they're in the Christmas village. They're protecting it from Krampus. Yeah, like, I'm a grown-ass man with a fucking Christmas village I keep up all year round. And I have a backstory for shit in there. There's a gang. There's 2 different gangs of carolers, and they're fighting for territory. I'm just saying. But no, I got, like, the little green army guys. I want to find Western people. Because I pointed out earlier in the stream, the one little fireplace that I made over there. I'm going to clear the top off of that. And that's going to be my little western town. Because especially looking back at like the beginnings of like Tombstone or Deadwood, a lot of things were just kind of on, it was just like one street kind of thing. Oh, is your head loose? No, we're good. So I want to do something like that. And then we'll do like the western town and stuff. I have a lot of ideas for it. I got some ideas that I can't say on stream because they're a surprise. Snake Eyes. I don't have Snake Eyes down here. I do have a figure of Snake Eyes upstairs, and I also have Storm Shadow upstairs. But yeah, I do have Baroness from the Snake Eyes movie down here. Where's the other kukri? Yeah, so she has the other kukri on her back, one in her hand there. She sucks to get to stand as a figure. She does not like to stay just standing up. And then this dude is so cool. One of my fucking favorite figures I have. Because like the articulation to these new G.I. Joes. Yes, I'm going to start talking about G.I. Joes right now. The new articulation, like it's nothing to get him to hold like this, like the gun like this and have like the cool whatever you want. You know what I mean? And with these guns, not the handgun. Like, okay. It came with a flashlight that he can hold, so you can do like cool poses with that. He's got a boot knife. Put that back in there. His sidearm that he can have. Boop, boop, boop. And then, hold on. On his backpack, he has the shovel that you can use as that. And then the clip comes out of the gun. That's so fucking cool. Like the level of detail in these are just like, Hold on. Oh, go back in. You're empty. You only have one in the chamber. Put the clip back in. I don't have small enough fingers for this. Hold on. So I'll deal with these ones first. I loved him back in the day. So so there's two different versions of him. You can still get him with the white shirt. This is I think it's called Tiger Force line. So that's why he has that. But back in the 80s, they did have this version of him as well. So that's kind of cool. But you can get the white or the white t-shirt and it says Survive, I think. And that actually stands for something. But he's actually a Scotsman. So that's kind of cool. Part of the Scottish militaries and such going on over there in the G.I. Joe world. And the other two are upstairs. 45, and you see my addictions. I just snagged Apollo Creed to add to my Rocky collection. That's a dope. You gotta I'm so stoked to see what you do with the Clubber Lang figure and these other ones that you're getting. Excuse me. Especially if you can figure out the ring and everything the way you want. I think it's going to look so cool. So, I mean, worst case scenario, if the NXT ring you have doesn't work out, you could always fucking make it out of foam board and stuff too. And then just paint it up. I almost bought Big Boa because he was supposed to be Rambo in G.I. Joe. Oh shit. Hey. So they named him Big Boa. Oh, that makes sense. Balboa and gave him gloves. That would have been kind of cool to see Rambo in G.I. Joe and Rocky just kind of show up. They're working on a Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie to introduce G.I. Joe. So especially back in the day, you could have done because there was a Rambo cartoon. You could have brought Rambo into G.I. Joe for a couple episodes. That would have been really cool to see. Just Rambo fucking Cobra up. Oh, that'd have been so cool. Yeah. Man, I love G.I. Joe. And the thing is, you can still go back and watch all of those episodes. They're on YouTube because Hasbro's channel on YouTube or whatever, They have all of those. It's so dope. Oh, a different company snagged the... Okay, so licensing issues and stuff like that. Ah, what could have been. What could have been. That would have been cool to see. And yeah. No, I was looking for a certain book, but they don't have it down here. Okay. I think I'm going to get on out of here now. I'm going to grab a snack. I'm a little snacky. Those were the times. Hell yeah, brother. Especially, there were so many good shows and stuff, like Gargoyles, and just like, especially when I was a kid, they had so many different cartoons and cool shit. They have cool shows now, like, you know what I mean? It's just the kids shows are for sure different. But yeah. Either way, I'm going to get on out of here now. Thanks for hanging out with me, Andrew. Always appreciated, brother. And anyone else who watches this afterwards, go check out the content on the channel. It'd be very much appreciated. Hopefully, I can get everything figured out and we get a first-time listener episode out on Friday. If not, maybe I'll just do like a sit-down little vlog, like a morning coffee video or whatever. And then, yeah. Honestly, as long as videos are still on the channel and everything, then that's what's important. So, have a great night, brother. Give my love to the family. I absolutely will, Andrew. I always do. You guys are like heroes in our house. So yeah, have a great night as well, brother. Send Alyssa my love. Send the pooches my love. Give them a couple belly scritches and some treats from me. And yeah, so always remember, fine hooligans, you are loved. You are enough in this world. I know I say it. It sounds like just some shit I've rehearsed, but I mean this shit, and I don't rehearse it. But like, you are enough in this world. If you're struggling with anything, no, like, you aren't alone. There are other people who have gone through it, and they've gotten through it, and there's other people going through that stuff right now. So reach out to somebody, whether it's a helpline or somebody you know, or if you need to post anonymously on Reddit or whatever you need to, or if you want to reach out to me. It's the same name as on here. It's just on Instagram. So yeah, just don't give up, because if you woke up today, your undefeated streak against the bad days has just ticked a little bit farther. So stay undefeated against the bad days, please, because the world needs you guys in it. Now, all my quiet kids, freaks, and weirdos, for the love of everybody, keep being weird. We make the world interesting. Awkward outro, hitting the buttons, stopping the stream now, yeah.